So Team Cherry and Supergiant Games must have had a meeting at some point this year where they wanted to say, hey, you know the sequels to some of our most popular games? Let's release them within the same month, and let's also give people 2 weeks notice for our games dropping. I mean, technically Hades 2 has been out in early access since May of last year, so I will give Supergiant Games credit, but if you weren't on Steam, if you just wanted to play it on Switch, you had to wait until 2 weeks until now. And then same thing with Hollow Knight Silksong. Everybody's been waiting and everybody's been playing it, and man, it is a crazy and beautiful time to be an indie game fan, and I am loving the heck out of it. But it's so stressful because there's so many games already out right now. I don't know how to keep up. I don't know how to play this game. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this. I'm losing my mind, but I'm just overjoyed with the amount of success Silksong is bringing in, and I can't wait to see what Hades 2 has to bring into. But today, this video is going to be talking about Silksong, how it's going so far for me. I'm about, as of the game, it says I'm about 10 hours in, which according to people's playtime, I am not even close to being done. I'm not even through the first act, which apparently there's multiple acts. I had no idea. So, but Silksong is really fun. Obviously, it's really fun, but it is also really hard. But I want to kind of share my experience so far, what I like, what I dislike. I don't really know if I dislike anything so far, but kind of talk about it and kind of talk about the conversation around Silksong so far. So what do I like about Silksong? Well, it feels a lot like Hollow Knight, which is sometimes can be a detriment, sometimes it can be a dig, but this is the best version of that. It feels so much like Hollow Knight. The controls feel good, very intuitive. You can pick it up and play. This is a video game. It feels so good. I loved Hollow Knight. Even though I didn't finish it all the way, I did love what the gameplay represented, and Silksong improves on that. I'm kind of answering my own question from the video I put out the week before Silksong came out about how is it going to compete with Hollow Knight itself. And so far, I feel like it's blowing Hollow Knight out of the water just because of all the things you have available to you as the character of Hornet. She has a lot of mobility. The abilities that she get are amazing. The Silk abilities, you get different crests, which change your movesets. I did not know that. The pogoing, even though it's different, you have a diagonal pogo instead of a downward pogo, although you can get something. I haven't gotten this yet, but apparently you can change your crest to be able to mimic the moveset of the knight from the first game. I had no idea. Maybe I need to search more for that, but in any cases, yeah, you have a lot more customization with the tools. You get a dash, which turns into an air dash. You get the jump, you get the climb. So far, I think those are the abilities I have. You get the float also with the dress, which happens pretty early on in the game after you complete a quest. So yeah, I am enjoying the heck out of the game. I am loving just learning the mechanics. I also love just getting lost in the game. I enjoy getting lost in this crazy game, even though I really want Chakra to show up more often. I don't know where she is at the time. Hopefully we see more of her in the future. I really want to see more of her because she's great, but I really enjoy just getting lost and finding a new area, exploring it, and then just backtracking to see what else I can get to in the other areas I've explored. So it is really fun. It reminds me as to why I love Metroidvania. Silksong and Hollow Knight are the reason why I love Metroidvania. This is one of my favorite genres just because of the level of just beauty present and just the amount of immersion that you can experience within this game. But that being said, this game is incredibly difficult. Yes, this game was set as to be DLC, and it shows as to why this is going to be a DLC, because it assumes that you played Hollow Knight like last week. I mean, it assumes that you already played Hollow Knight, you already know what Hollow Knight is about, and you played all of Hollow Knight's DLC. But Silksong is tough because you have a lot more movement options with Hornet, and so enemies will rise to meet that. And even the most basic enemies will hit you for 2 of your masks, and you really don't have a lot of health unless you find the pieces of the masks that are very spread out throughout all of these areas. And I've only found like 3 so far of the first mask I'm trying to get, so I'm trying hard. And even so, these masks are locked behind these crazy difficult group fights, which I'm died so much to, even more than some bosses. So I'm like, geez, I really want to get these upgrades, but they are locked behind some very difficult challenges. So, but I like that. I don't know what it is. I really like that. Maybe it's just like the Dark Souls player in me, where I just love dying so much, because dying is such a good teacher. It teaches you how to move about the game and teaches you the best route. It teaches you about enemy patterns and how to best use your character and your abilities. I am really enjoying the aspects of dying and learning something new about a boss, even though I'm dying like 20 different times to a boss and spending like 30 minutes to maybe even an hour sometimes on a run back or a different boss or a group fight. So I'm just enjoying the heck out of it, and just feels so good. The environments obviously look really good. The backgrounds, the foregrounds look amazing. You can tell Team Cherry was cooking for the last 7 years. They really did it. They really made it, and it made the area so much more expansive, so vibrant, so full of life. Even though this is a darker setting, there was a lot of life present. There was a lot of things to do. There's a lot of things to move about. There are NPCs to find, NPCs to not find, a lot of benches to find. There's some interesting cutscenes that happen. I think there was something that happened, and I'll probably show this behind me. I don't know how spoiler this is, but there was a place that I got to where a lot of the townsfolk were strung up by silk. I sat down on the bench, I quit the game, I booted the game back up, and then to realize that my character was strung up in those, that I had to break myself out as I booted up the game. So I thought that was really interesting. It didn't happen again when I opened up the game for the second or third time. It was a really interesting thing that I did not expect to happen. So yeah, some interesting things can happen throughout your gameplay. And so yeah, it's really, really fun. I don't think I really dislike anything, but I will say, if you are someone who did not play Hollow Knight, if you're someone who is new to the Metroidvania genre, this is a difficult game. This is a very difficult one to start off with. And I know everybody is wanting to play this game because of how hype it is and how much hype there's surrounded it. Also because of the price point, which is $20, which is essentially a steal in this day and age. And everybody wants to play it, but everybody says it's difficult. And I understand how difficult it is. But I promise you, if you're someone who wants to stick it out and wants to see it all the way through the end, that wants to grind it out, that wants to, I don't want to say get good, but essentially get good, so to speak, but wants to enjoy the aspects of death and what that brings you and how much it teaches you about enemy boss patterns and your character itself. So if you're someone who enjoys that, this game will suit you. But if you're someone who's not like that, this game may turn you off. And I'm sorry that if it does, and if this isn't holding you, if the gameplay isn't holding you, if the immersion isn't hitting you because it's so difficult, I apologize. But I think there is a patch coming which will kind of downscale some of the enemies. I think there's an enemy that I already beat in Greymore that will be a lot easier than he was before, but I did beat him. So there is patches coming. So I think Team Cherry is listening to the community, understanding that, hey, maybe we need to make some tweaks here, maybe we need to make some changes, but hopefully you don't make too many changes to make it incredibly easy for everybody. I like the challenge. I like the challenge of this game. I like the challenge of what Silksong represents, and I'm enjoying the heck out of it. But I think even more so, the conversation around Silksong is incredible. I mean, day one, this broke every single store that sells video games. Steam was going crazy, Nintendo, PlayStation, I think even some of the other sites like Humble Bundle, or even like I think GOG even was broken. So there's a lot happening on day one because everybody wanted to buy Silksong. I think, and I'll show this on the screen, I think the all-time peak so far is like over 500,000 people. And even right now, I think there are probably over 200,000 people playing the game right now. And that's just on Steam. That's not counting Nintendo. It's not counting PlayStation. It's not counting any other storefront in which you have purchased Silksong. So that is amazing and expected for this game because it really has all the hype surrounding it. And I think that kind of answers my second point that I brought up in my video, is that it really does meet fan expectations. It does way more. It has a lot more content. The environments are a lot bigger. The enemies are harder. It does some things to improve upon what Hollow Knight already laid down as a foundation. Silksong already answered to the points that I brought up. And so I think the third point is kind of obvious. A lot of companies really shifted their release dates to get away from Silksong, and it's kind of been taking over, and it's been a part of the larger gaming conversation, especially in like the AAA industry. I'm so glad that Silksong is shaking up the industry and saying, hey, this is what we have. We're going to charge people at a reasonable price, and it's a great game. It's hard as nails, hard as needles. It is very difficult, but once you get past some of these challenges, there is a lot of depth, a lot of beauty to be had in this game. I'm so glad that Silksong is out. So glad that I'm playing it, and I hope you're playing it. I hope you're enjoying it. I will try to stream it. I did a day one stream when it came out, when I had time, but again, I'm not a streamer. I'm just someone who tries to make some of these more long form videos. But hey, if I have time, I may stream it, and I want to get through this game as fast as I can. Not as fast as I can. I want to kind of still take my time, kind of explore, but I want to finish this game at some point so I can get to Hades 2, the 1.0 release, and then kind of do some cleanup on Silksong on the back end, because Hades 2 is never going to stop. It's a roguelike, and roguelikes go forever and a day, and I've already played a lot of Hades 2 already, but I want to play more Silksong. Can't wait to see what more Silksong is ahead. Let me know how you're feeling about Silksong. Did you finish it? Where are you at in Silksong? Please, no spoilers in the comments. I would love to keep it kind of spoiler free as of right now, because the game has just been out only a week. But let me know how you're feeling about Silksong in the comments. Are you playing through Hollow Knight before you go through Silksong? Which, by the way, you don't really have to do that, but if you would like to, it's well encouraged because Hollow Knight is a great game, one of the best to ever do it. But yeah, let me know in the comments how you feel, and if you want to see more Silksong, check out the stream that I put up, and I will be back with more of that, as well as other indie games that I'm playing, because there's other indie games that exist. I promise you, Silksong and Hades 2 are going to dominate for a little bit, and they're going to be in the conversation, but there are other indie games to play. If you want to see what I'm playing, one of those videos will pop out for you. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Chike, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.